Hi everybody and welcome back to Anders Around the World episode 13.
Now what I just went off, this has double the powder. That's what I would normally put in the big guy. I'm real hurting for money too. And that's why I'm doing this. I'm really a mechanic and I'm just kind of hustling these a little bit.
That's what I love about traveling like this. I go up a dirt road to set up my tent here. I meet a local guy and suddenly I end up with 4 pieces of dynamite or explosives and a promise that I'm gonna go fishing with him. So we gotta find a river and we gotta catch some fish.
For those of you guys interested out there, check out my DVD which I'm putting together from this trip. And besides that, welcome to episode 13. This episode we go from New York City all the way down to North Carolina. But we're making the first stop in Washington, D.C., where I wanted to see some of the historical parts of America. This visit was kind of interesting because I forgot that I had explosives in my bag. So while I was checking out the White House, all I could think about was whether there would be bomb sniffing units or something like that waiting at my bike when I came back. This is an interesting cradle for American society, I think, because there's so many different kinds of people. You got the tourists, the fanatics, you got all the politicians, the religious, everything in one big mix. So if you want to see some of the different parts of America, you can just go hang out in front of the White House for a couple of hours and then you'll see every kind of American you can imagine. One of the other things I wanted to see was the Capitol building. And while I was taking some of the mandatory shots that one needs to do when you get in front of the Capitol building on a beautiful blue sky day, a Chinese tourist bus suddenly pulled over and I became the man in the middle.
Good thing about DC is that everything is pretty central located. Up here we visited the White House, we've been down to the US Capitol building, and now we're going here to the Air and Space Museum. And finally my plan is to head all the way out here to the south to the Lincoln Memorial.
One of the cool things about the Air and Space Museum is not only that they got planes hanging when you come in, but it's also there's free admission.
It's a cool place because they have so much history in there, from the first balloon that went around the world, an American Mars lander, and a bunch of stuff from the early history of flight. One of the things that I was mostly taken back by was this bike. Just check out how awesome looking bike is this, and check out the brakes and the drivetrain. It's just incredible. Notice that it's an 8-cylinder engine, and I think the guy did 135 miles an hour, something like that, on this bike.
1935, Lincoln Ellsworth took this plane and tried to fly it over Antarctica. It almost succeeded. He ran out of fuel 40 miles before his destination. And if I run out of fuel, most likely people come by me in the same day and I get rescued. This guy had to wait for 2 months before he got picked up by a waiting vessel.
One of the things I found really interesting was this survival kit from U2 pilots. Considering all the stuff I had on my bike, the long checklist that I did, these guys definitely knew how to travel light. One thing I think was kind of fun at this Space Museum, however, was that suddenly in the middle of everything they had this KTM 990 engine placed there where you could see the inner workings. And here's another KTM engine that they just put in there along with all the spaceship engines. I'm not quite sure why they did that. Anyways, an awesome museum, and all in all, Washington is definitely a place that you should go visit once you get to America or if you're in the vicinity. My last stop there was the Lincoln Memorial, and just check out just another beautiful day, perfect blue sky the day I was there.
National Park in Virginia. I'm gonna ride this all the way down to Tennessee. It's about 300 miles
through the mountains here. It's supposed to be really awesome with the foliage, the leaves changing colors. And once I get at the end of this, it'll be Blue Ridge Parkway, I think it's called, in another national park. And ultimately what I really look forward to is to ride the Dragon's Tail down south of Asheville. It's 311 turns in 11 miles, so it seems to be this biker's paradise down there. And
what's cool about an adventure like this is that sometimes you get to see stuff like this. Just ultimate quiet. No sound around except for the engine ticking as it's releasing heat. I guess now I got about 45 minutes to find a place for my tent and set it up somewhere. So this is pretty much how the morning goes. I try to get up with the sun. It's a little later today. Pack the tent, pack the bags, and then it's back on the bike and continuing south. I can't believe this actually exists. I think I'm in North Carolina, and check out this drive-through.
And it's not that you can sell your gold, but it's the whole idea. Why does it have to be a drive-through? Come on, guys, get out your cars.
Today I'm in an excellent mood. It's a bit past 10 in the morning, and I'm going to be riding the Tail of the Dragon 129 north here from Robbinsville, North Carolina. It's 318 S-turns in 11 miles, and I'll use my helmet cam here to try to show you guys how it is.
And I don't know whether you guys noticed it, but let's just go back a bit. This was the entrance to Tail of the Dragon, and you kind of get into the mood there. But look at this guy. I'm probably doing 90 miles an hour, something like that. And I thought it was okay, he wouldn't come back and get me. But boy, was I wrong. This police guy was definitely not pleased with me. So after him talking about felonies and impounding the motorcycle, I finally got my way charmed through, and I got to ride Tail of the Dragon. This is an awesome ride. If any of you guys are anywhere in the vicinity of that, you should definitely go ride that. Just be careful, because once in a while there's bikes on there too that's not as swifty nifty as the KTMs or as the sports bikes. So once in a while you'll bump into or end up behind one of these gold wings or something like that you gotta overtake. But definitely, if you guys ever get there, make sure you check out Tail of the Dragon in North Carolina, Tennessee.
One of the tales I heard here at the Tail of the Dragon was about this, the Tree of Shame. And I'm real happy, and I guess a bit lucky too, that I didn't end up here. This is all the people that crashes on the 318 turns that end up here with a piece of their bike. Yesterday I wasn't quite sure where to sleep, so I ended up after dark to go up here and knock on the door here. And I met Jim, who is a tobacco and cattle farmer here in Tennessee, and I got to pitch my tent here up on his hill. The fun thing is though that his daughter is an elementary school special ed teacher, so somehow I managed to talk myself into doing a presentation for the kids today. So it's 7 o'clock in the morning, just about 7 o'clock in the morning, and now I'm going to school to talk to some 5 to 10-year-old kids.
They've never, I guarantee you, they've never seen anything like you.
And that was my cue. I did it about an hour with the kids, talked and answered questions and so on. Taught them how to say hi in 9 different languages. But I think for them, the highlight was probably the end of the day, where we went out and we tried on the bike.
You guys are ready to go now, huh?
You're a good spokesperson, Anders. You're gonna sell all kinds of
I need money for this.
you're gonna sell all kinds of motorcycles.
That's it, that's episode 13 for you. I started heading into Tennessee, but one of the things I had to stop over and check out what it was. This was Benton Shooter Supply. That's next episode. You'll see a lot more about my trip to the southern states. That's it for now. Thank you very much for watching.